HarperCollins and HarperAudio present No One Gets to Fall Apart, a Memoir by Sarah Labrie. This is the author. This is a work of nonfiction. The events and experiences detailed herein are all true and have been faithfully rendered as I have remembered them to the best of my ability. Some names, identities, and circumstances have been changed in order to protect the integrity and/or privacy of the various individuals involved. Though conversations come from my keen recollection of them, they are not written to represent word-for-word documentation. Rather, I've retold them in a way that evokes the real feeling and meaning of what was said in keeping with the true essence of the mood and spirit of the event. For Justin, Kim, Monica, and Joan. It dawned on me that all these assertive, grown-up people who had just been talking and laughing were going about bent over, occupied with something invisible, that they conceded something was there that they could not see. Raina Maria Rilke, The Notebooks of Malta Lourdes Briga. 1. In March 2017, my grandmother in Houston calls me in Los Angeles to tell me my mother was recently found on the side of the freeway, parked, honking her horn, her car filled with notes, in which she outlined federal agents' plans to kill her. In the car was a receipt for bottled water from George Bush Intercontinental Airport over an hour away. Later, we learned she spent the day there, terrified she was going to be murdered, hoping if something happened, it would be caught on a security camera. Actually, my grandmother informed me, my mother has been saying cars driven by sunglasses-wearing white men have been chasing her down the highway since February. The numbers started at 10, then rose to dozens, and then to hundreds. She called and wrote notes to my grandmother's friends and colleagues, to neighbors, to strangers, detailing her persecution, leading the police to appear more than once at her home. At times, my mother was so afraid she slept in her car, not going inside to shower or change. She was fired from her nursing job after she drowned her work laptop in the bathtub. She purchased cameras to take pictures of the people following her, then threw the cameras away. She took my Aunt Tina on walks through the neighborhood and pointed out all the white cars. "See," she said, "how they all have their lights on in the daytime?" My aunt tried to tell her the lights were a feature of the cars and not an element of some conspiracy, but my mother did not believe her. She was committed to the psychiatric ward at Bayshore Medical Center, a hospital outside the city. The hospital called Aunt Tina, who called my grandmother, who tried to get her released the following morning, but was not allowed to see or speak to her. Nurses injected her with medication that put her to sleep for 48 hours. When she woke up, she called my grandmother and asked, "What happened? Who said someone wanted to kill me?" My grandmother and Aunt Tina told her the truth, which was that nobody aside from my mother herself believed anyone wanted to kill her. Since coming home from the hospital, my grandmother tells me, my mother is back to normal, looking for a new nursing job. She blames the Houston traffic and the onset of menopause. She says the psychiatrist who released her diagnosed her as severely depressed. I hang up awash in guilt, open the calendar on my phone, and try to remember what I was doing for the nights she was in the hospital and I didn't know. A friend directed a Schubert performance by the Los Angeles Philharmonic that I wanted to go to, but ultimately skipped in favor of working on the novel I'd been trying to finish for years. I was home writing and feeling bad about not going to the symphony, while my mother was in a car on the side of the highway begging someone to save her life. I remember an odd phone conversation with her the week before last. She called to apologize for something she once said that hurt me. It was the first time we'd spoken in a while, and that phone call combined with this new information suggests conclusions I don't feel quite ready to accept. "Why are you on the floor?" Ethan, my boyfriend, asks that night when he comes home. He has a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?